Number 5, Taboo from Super Smash. This guy will come at you with a bunch of different moves. Like, he has like that little 3 balls that could hit you and do a bunch of damage. He has like this one move where like he'll start slapping the ground and he'll teleport and set off fire explosions. And there's even, see, and he also has this one little laser, or that little, you know, I'm sorry, I'm really on my game, off the game. See, and that's also a move right there I'm talking about. He has this one move where like he'll set off a giant explosion, and the only way you can be able to dodge it is if you use an aerial recovery, or what I'm trying to say is that if you use like an aerial dodge, and there's like a chance that would work. Not to mention he'll start slapping the floor, he'll teleport, you know, like usual. He has a bunch of health, and not only that, you got like 5 characters to use. I actually tried this on my first try, and it didn't go out so well. Luckily, I did beat the game at some point. I did finish him off with Luigi. Up number 4, the Warrior from Borderlands 2. Now, okay, so if you're using the Gunzerker or the Commando or the Siren, it won't be so hard, because at least those guys can get their health back. But if you're playing as the Assassin, it's going to be a lot harder, because the Assassin cannot regenerate his health. And that's actually a bad thing, because see, the Warrior has a bunch of attacks that'll do a lot of damage to you, not to mention, you know, other things. Up number 3, or I think I said that wrong, I'm sorry. And, credit to dbzanto, the DBZ boss fight. Why this boss fight is that it's pretty much because of this right here. You pretty much have to use the action commands on this boss battle right here. Okay, so the Shenron isn't that strong, but you got to use a bunch of commands in order to beat this guy. And then that the gauge runs out super fast. So if you run out, pretty much you're gonna fail on doing the command. It's gonna do a bunch of damage to you. And guess what? If you lose this boss, it's game over. So be really careful. Not to mention he shoots out those little things from the ground. So like I said, you gotta be really careful. Not even Super Saiyan's enough for this guy. Like, seriously. I had trouble with this guy a bunch. I'm not gonna lie. Especially with the command. It's mainly the command. I didn't have too much problem dodging his attacks. Up number 2. Oh yeah, up number 2. Sadler from Resident Evil 2. Now, pretty much, the only way you can be able to beat this guy is if you hit him with that one thing, and then you gotta jump on his head and slice his eye. Now, this boss is extremely hard, because there's actually a point where, like, he'll pick you up, and then pretty much he'll, like, fly you around the whole entire place, and he'll smack you down. He'll do a bunch of damage to you. So you gotta be really careful. I mean, yeah, sure, you got a bunch of health right there, but still, Sadler's gonna do a bunch of damage to you. Not to mention, you gotta run away. You can't just turn around shooting him like that, because you're basically wasting that whole 211 bullets right there. Not even that much ammo can beat them. Only way you can beat them is if you do this. See, you have to beat him by doing this right here. And then you gotta jump on top of him and knife him. And then, even at that, there's a chance you'll be able to miss that part right there. And guess what? If you miss that, you're practically screwed. And the only way to finish him off is if Ada gives you the special rocket launcher. But like I said, this boss is extremely hard because he does a bunch of damage. You can't shoot him unless you do that one thing. And not only that, even when you're trying to walk by him to go somewhere else, you know, to get to the other place, look, 2 hits, already down to, like, pretty much, like, a chunk of that health right there already. See, you can use those explosion things. Pretty much you have to stun him. But like I said, this boss is extremely hard. See, not even all of those bullets are able to affect him. You gotta beat this guy in a certain way. And not only that, like, if he hits you, like, a couple of times, like, it's gonna do a bunch of damage to you. I literally played this game on the easiest difficulty, and the game was already hard itself. Luckily, I did beat this game, though. I'm number 1, Lingering Will. Now, let me explain. Lingering Will has a bunch of attacks. Like, he'll have an attack where, like, he'll go into his little bike mode and start driving around at you, and that's actually pretty hard to dodge because this is a big place. Not to mention he has Rising Sun, who has an ability to take away your attacks away, an ability to take away your magic, and you pretty much, like, for example, your magic, you can only use your attack in order to get your magic back, and that's bad if he takes your magic away because that prevents you from using Kiraga, and that's bad if you take your strength away because, dude, you need strength. Basically, you need your attack, you need your combos if you're going to beat him. And not only that, like, basically one hit, he'll do a bunch of damage to you. Basically, if this man gets, like, one hit on you, you're down to 1 HP. It's regardless how much defense armor you get. See, like that right there. That was one combo right there. He does a bunch. He summons these little laser things that really annoy you. And not only that, Donald and Goofy die really quickly. So yeah, that's my top 5 hardest bosses.